Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Okay, I Said Too Much podcast. Today is my birthday. Not today, but when you guys are listening to this, it is my birthday. So happy birthday to me. And what's so exciting about that? Last year on my birthday is when I decided to go for it and do the podcast and announce it. Basically, aka go follow my podcast Instagram page. But it's been a year since then. And that's why I just wanted to make a little episode about how to follow your goals and how to achieve them and how to really get there. Because there are definitely things I have learned this year that is honestly just going to make next year even better. And so we'll get into that a little bit more later on in this episode. But yeah, I'm actually just not nervous for 40. Whew. I'm a little bit nervous for 40. Jesus. But I'm not nervous for 30 anymore. I'm actually really excited. I really feel like, I don't know. We'll talk about this more later in the episode. Let's just go ahead and get right into the weekly update. So this week, me and my friends went to Charlotte for me and my other friend's birthday. She turned 30 a week ago and 2 weeks ago now almost. And then I turned 30 today when you're listening to this, but I'm recording on Monday. So we went to Charlotte to celebrate and I had such a good time. I don't know why I'm laughing. I really had such a good time. I got to ride the train for the first time because I hate the drive to Charlotte from where I live, and I knew I would want to sleep on the way back because I hate driving in a car and the other person falls asleep and I have to be awake because I have to drive. I hate that. So I was like, on a train, I can fall asleep, and that I did. I literally was only really awake for an hour of the train ride on Sunday, and it was so nice. I still went home and took a big-ass nap afterwards, but it was so nice. I feel like the conversation is anytime you go to new places, could I live here? Charlotte's fun, but I don't think I could live in Charlotte. Not for any major reason, but I just feel I want Charlotte to be Charlotte. I don't want it to be a place I live because the magic is gone after you live somewhere. I would just want Charlotte to be Charlotte. They say Charlotte's about to be the new Houston, Atlanta. It's really getting up there, and I can believe that. I could see that. I will say, after going to Scottsdale and eating at Toca Madera, I feel like I'm constantly chasing the high of experiencing something like that. Just nothing will ever compare, and I'm still just chasing that and just wanting that, and I'm just not gonna get it. I need to accept that Toca Madera, unless I go to another one of their establishments or they have a second location in LA, I feel like I'm not gonna get that experience again. You could tell our server really loved his job. And the server we went to 60 Vines Saturday night in Charlotte because I was trying to go for that whole vibe. It's so nice in there. They dim the lights. It's such a nice atmosphere. I feel like the appetizers were good. Entrees were good too. I really don't like entrees that don't come with set sides, and a lot of their entrees don't come with set sides. That kind of bothers me. I just don't really see the appeal of that. I get it's presentation purposes, but I don't know. The whole idea when they create 60 Vines was so it could be bringing Napa Valley to Charlotte, and it is definitely that vibe. I had a Riesling that night that was so freaking good. So it was a nice night. Friday was so great. It was an awesome weekend. We did a candle making class. They have a place called Patty Wax. Patty Wax has multiple other locations if you're not located in North Carolina and you're listening to this. And I like it because they do a DIY candle class, but it is very do-it-yourself. They bring your materials and tell you where you need to go, but other than that, you just do it yourself, which I love. And my candle smells so good. I did rosewood vanilla, and it smells the bomb. I can't wait to light it. I'll probably do that tonight. And what else? I got permanent jewelry when I was there. I have been wanting permanent jewelry for so long. I wish I would have grabbed this lady's card so I could done a really proper shout out for her because her prices were freaking incredible. I don't know if she maybe had a deal with the place in Patty Wax for her prices to be a little bit cheaper for their customers, but it was $85. I paid an extra $20 because I got this little kind of evil eye looking charm. Any place I have seen that does permanent jewelry, it's always started at $120 and gone up from there for basically the same thing that I got. Actually for less, because usually that $120 base does not come with a charm. So I paid $10 in total, And that's literally unheard of in Raleigh. Like in Raleigh, all the permanent jewelry places are very expensive. Well, not expensive, they're just higher in price than her. But 85, when I saw 85 and I really got to thinking about it, I was like, there's no way that I cannot do this for $85. Like I had been wanting it done for so long. I was just like, there's no way I can't. Like I can't pass that up. It's so beautiful and I'm so in love with it. I'm so happy I did it. That was like my birthday gift to myself. And I am not complaining. I love it so much. So yeah, that was my weekend. It's been really good. I feel like today's Monday. You're listening to this on Wednesday. I'll be 30 on Wednesday. It's just such a sense of calm of like, I know who I am. I know what I'm not going to put up with in life. I'm just so 100% sure of myself for the first time in a very long time. I'm so 100% sure of what I want and how I'm going to achieve that. And that's why I wanted to do this episode about like, how are we going to achieve our goals in 2024? Because that's what we need to be focusing on. It's getting ready to the end of the year. And I think once you get, let me say this, I think getting a game plan ahead of time will definitely help you out. Like I said, I'm going to go over, I have 5 tips for you guys today on how I am going to achieve my goals next year. You can use these tips or you cannot use these tips, but this is going to be how I am going to achieve my goals next year. And with that being said, I just want to thank you guys for a year, not quite a year, but it's been a year since I have started the page and kind of gotten the ball rolling. So basically a year of support, a year of love. I definitely couldn't have done this without all the listeners out there that continue to tune in week after week. It's just been a great time. It's been so nice. I did struggle there, like right around the summertime when I took a break and I came back. I did struggle to get back into the routine of things, but I feel like these last few episodes I've just been really falling in love with it and really just taking a liking to what I am doing and how I'm doing it. And I can't wait to rock and roll next year and just hit the ground running. Yeah, I just wanted to say that, and I need to start saying this at this part of the episode. So this is where you can find me, guys. istm.podcast. Make sure you like, download, share, everything you can do to get this podcast out there. On Spotify, I know this for sure. I don't know if this is the same on Apple Podcasts. The more you rate and review and on Spotify answer the polls and stuff that they have on the episode, the more that helps them push me to the browser page. So if someone's looking for a podcast, if there's lots of good reviews on my podcast or there's a big push in reviews in the podcast, they will further push that out to people who may be looking for a podcast similar to mine. So I just want to say thank you guys for the constant love and support. If you are new here, this may be your first episode listening to me. Please stick along. I have a lot of great things coming next year and I'm super excited about it. So with that being said, let's go and hop right into our trending topic. I know you probably think you know what my trending topic for this week is going to be about, but I will not be talking about Cassie and Diddy. I guess I am going to talk a little bit about it, but I'm not going into detail. So I was listening to a YouTube video by Jessie Woo. If you do not follow Jessie, if you like commentary style videos, like basically podcast but YouTube video style, follow Jessie Woo. She does a lot of commentary on like modern events. I've talked about her before, so if you listen to my past episodes, you know who Jessie Woo is. She did a YouTube video where she basically goes through what the civil case said. The civil case, it's 36 pages long on what Cassie's claims are. And I just want to say this. I think some of you guys out there need to learn the difference between a civil case and a criminal case. A civil case was only ever going to end with money. The state of New York was not pressing charges against him. Cassie was not actively pressing charges against him. She filed a civil case. So when you file a civil case, you are looking for like damages. Like basically, there's no real else way to say it. Like you are looking for some type of like non-jail justice from a civil case. Okay, there's basically no one to say that. So And another thing is, Cassie didn't settle for $30 million. She didn't go in asking for Diddy for $30 million to step away. Diddy basically paid her $30 million to stop the civil case. He settled for $30 million so she would stop the civil case. He did not countersue her for defamation or anything like that. He did not sue her for anything else, which a lot of people, when they get charged with stuff like that in a civil case, will countersue. He decided to settle for $30 million. So for all the men out there who are like, she just wanted the money, she just wanted the money, I don't think you need to drag Cassie down to get the validation you're seeking from Diddy. And that's all I'm gonna say. But yes, it was just, she started going into details of what had happened to Cassie, and I had to stop listening. It was an hour-long video, and I stopped listening 20 minutes in because I was like, this shit is so fucking disturbing and crazy. And the fact that she had to live through that for 10 years, $30 million is the least that man could do. Everyone and their mom has came out with some crazy ass story about Diddy. So how people still choose to live in this fantasy world of not believing women, or she's making it up, or it's all about a dollar amount. Get your head out your ass. Okay. And this somehow this podcast somehow gets to a woman who is like trying to entertain rappers, singers, songwriters, producers. Y'all need to look at how these men are reacting to this and take a step back and be like, if they feel some type of way that someone civilly sued Diddy for abuse, then you should be scared, because they're probably scared that one of their exes or whatever will come out of the woodwork and also file a civil case against them, because they ain't got 30 million like Diddy got 30 million. Okay. But yeah, spending 10 years with this man and going through what she went through, 30 million is the least she deserves. Honestly, everybody who has had run-in with Diddy deserves this. Kim Porter especially deserves Bad Boy to be written over to her and take everything. Burn it all down and take everything, okay? But yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I have something else I want to talk about too, so I guess it still is like 2 trending topics, because I'm talking about the aftermath of Cassie and Diddy, but I did not want to get into any details, and I feel like if you're going to talk about it, like really talk about what's going on, Cassie deserves those details to be said over and over again to people, so Diddy never has to stop hearing or listening about. Everyone knows that man is a monster. But what I really wanted to talk about was Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I guess it's not called Keeping Up with the Kardashians anymore on Hulu, is it? I don't know. I really don't watch it. I say this all the time, y'all. I'm just online a lot, so I can catch enough TikTok clips and other people talking about it to get an idea of what's going on. I'm sorry, but now after everything's come out, Kylie and Jordan have been seen together. Khloe said that everything's all cool. They've talked. That shit was a fucking scam. The Tristan Thompson and Jordan Woods shit was a fucking scam. I'm sorry. One, Jason Lee, who like basically worked with TMZ to drop the story, has 2 conflicting stories. He says he was there, then he said, no, my friend was there. I have the video of it. I don't have the video of it. That already, y'all, if you heard my episode last week, I don't like that man. So that already takes all the credibility of the episode of what happened away, if Jason Lee is your source. 2, the way Jason Lee painted himself as a fucking savior to the Kardashian family by dragging a black woman through the mud over a man who has proven to not be shit, ain't shit, never will be shit, is fucking wild to me. And another thing, something was going on with Kanye West at the time that this happened. Like something had happened previously, or there was some type of like scandal going on when this broke back in 2019. And a lot of people have come on the internet and say that a lot of things that like something happened, they released some type of knowledge of Tristan cheating when Travis Scott was getting in all that heat for the concert. They deliberately wait and drop things and put pieces and sell stories to tabloids and all that purposely to like distract you and get your like attention somewhere else. Actually, you know what? I thought it was something going on with Kanye West in 2019, but I think it might have actually been something going on with Caitlyn Jenner in 2019 when the Tristan Thompson and Jordan Woods kiss thing dropped. And when I tell you, no one was talking about that. They were talking about Jordan and Tristan and Khloe and Kylie and blase. That wasn't even a thing anymore. So I just personally cannot believe that you were that angry. You drug Jordan. That family drugged Jordan through the woods, and you just all of a sudden y'all are all cool. Y'all been cool for a while. Like, it's water under a bridge, everybody. I'm sorry, that don't make sense to me. One, because Kris Jenner has proven over and over again that she's very calculated when it comes to what is being said, what is being pushed out. You're trying to tell me that now, after the fact, after everything that's happened, Khloe and Tristan had another baby together. Y'all didn't get the preview of the fucking season of y'all meeting up for dinner to talk and hash it and squash the beef. You're trying to tell me she didn't make that shit something that she can profit off of? That's wild to me too, because they literally profit off of anything. They be profiting off of sponsored weddings. So you're trying to tell me she didn't want the fucking clickbait of the fucking season, Khloe and Jordan sitting down to talk to each other? Now, I guess you could say that Khloe would probably be like, Mom, I don't want to cover this under the public eye. I really just want to handle this, me and Jordan and Kylie. You could say that could have happened. You could argue that, but do we really think that? I don't know. It's just, another thing that makes me feel like this shit was just a fucking scam and that it didn't really happen is that they're just too nice to Tristan. If you want to really think about it, let me look up Jordyn Woods and Tristan Thompson's age difference. Okay, never mind. They're actually not that much difference in age. But 2019, because Jordan's 26 and he's 32. I don't know why I thought Tristan was older than that. But so she was 22 and he was 28. That is still weird. So you're trying to, it's like, I don't see myself dating someone, having a kid by someone, and then you go and kiss my sister's best friend. They basically had people having lesbian rumors about themselves. You kiss that girl and it's just water under the fucking bridge only 4 years later. I'm sorry, it's not clicking. You cannot believe. I'm sorry, you just cannot tell me that shit wasn't fake and that shit did not happen. I can tell you now, I'm one of the few people who I was like, I don't care what Jordyn Woods did. Like, I don't care. Like, it's smoke for Tristan all day long. That man has proven to be not shit. So why would I, like, if anything, yeah, 22 and 26, or no, 22 and 28, yeah, you fucking preyed on a girl that was like 6 years younger than you. Like, that's fucking weird. So, no, you can't make me believe it, okay? I'm so sorry. You can't make me believe it. After these past couple of episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I think that's a scam. I think that whole scandal was a scam. What do you guys think? Because there's just no way. It just doesn't make sense in my head. And I get it. Y'all have kids, Khloe and Tristan, but I personally feel like Khloe is never going to be able to have a healthy relationship still having Tristan so close. Like, you can tell, like, anytime Kourtney was dating someone before she got married, whenever she was dating someone that wasn't Scott, which I think the only other long-term relationship she had that wasn't Scott was that one dude that was friends with Kylie and Kendall. She separated herself from Scott, but I just don't foresee Khloe having that same separation. Like, they're so close. For a man who dragged you through the fucking mud through two pregnancies, even though the second one you had a surrogacy, for a man that dragged you through the mud, I don't care if it's at the sake for our children. They are uncomfortably still too involved in each other's lives, like, to the point of, like, why are you here? Like, he went to Kylie's house to talk to her about the situation. I'm sorry, but that just wouldn't, even if I was Kylie, I'd be like, we can talk on the phone or something. Like, you don't need to come to my house. This is weird. I don't know. There's so many things weird. I think I just do not understand the Kardashian family dynamic. I think all of them are just way too fucking close, and they're way too fucking close to each other's spouses. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. But that's it for my trending topic this week. Let's just go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this episode. As I move into turning 30, the one goal I had for myself was to actually achieve my goals this next year. I feel like all the time I'm putting things on hold to achieve other things instead of realizing that now that I'm 30, I need to become a well-rounded human being. Like, I need to be able to concentrate and do multiple things at once when it comes to where I want to be at life. And so I was just taking stock of everything a few weeks ago, and I was like, there's a lot of things I want to accomplish and a lot of things I want to do. How am I going to get there, and what do I need to focus on? I'm not going to get into my like specific goals of what I want to do. I'm going to tell you one of them here because it relates to the podcast, but I just needed to take a moment and like really realize what was wrong and what wasn't working for me. And there was a lot of things. And so I created 5 tips that's going to help me better achieve my goals next year. And I really want to share them with you guys because I think everyone can continue to learn and to continue to grow. And so if we are constantly sharing these tips and tricks and advice with each other, it will get us to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in because I'm going to talk a little bit about each tip, trick, whatever you want to call them. So I don't want this to be too long. I don't want to talk too much. So let's get into it. Number 1, get your space together, especially if for me, like one of my goals is I really want to dig deep into content creating. I want to dig deep to videos for the podcast, dig deep into making my podcast very spectacular. As much as I love the closet recording and praised how great it looked the last episode, that's not a permanent solution, of course, as we all know. So I had to find a way to make my space more conducive to what I want to do. So that means I have so many tripods, y'all. I have a tripod for every purpose. I have the lights. I have an extra mic for my phone. And I just got a desk chair. I didn't buy it. My mom got me a desk chair for Christmas. I'm buying the desk and I'm going to set up myself a working area. I want to be able to edit TikToks in one spot. I want to be able to film content in one spot. I just wanted a place that was going to be better for what I'm trying to do. Like I needed the space because then too, once you have your space together, you're more inclined to use it. I feel a lot of people, especially on TikTok, talk about like, oh, I don't have the perfect setup. Then get the perfect setup. If getting the perfect setup is going to help you achieve your goals, then you need to do. I just feel like if I don't want to leave to go record, I have a proper place to set up my mic that can clip onto my desk and record. And then I can make videos from there because I can set my tripod up there. Like, it's like sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. That's what I was like. I told myself, like, I have to get these things because it's going to make more sense in the long run. So get your space together. If you want to use your space to elevate you to the next level, then get it to where you want it to be. Like, I was talking to my sister because I do want to focus on losing a few pounds at the beginning of next year. And I was like, maybe I just need to get my gym membership back. And she was like, why would you do that when you have an elliptical in your room? I could literally get so much stuff done. I can wake up early, use my elliptical, go to work all day, and then I can come home and use my desk, make content, edit content, and I didn't even have to go anywhere. So I'm just like, get your space together. If your space can be used for what you want to do, then just get it together and take the time to do that. Second one, set more short-term goals. I do not do this enough, especially when it comes to podcast goals and numbers. I do not set enough short-term goals for myself. I remember for 1 week, I set a goal of I want to post about the TikTok every single day for 1 week. When I tell you guys I posted about the podcast every single day for 1 week, because that was an obtainable short-term goal. When you're like, oh, I want to do this for 90 days, or I'm going to do a 100-day, 75 hard. Why don't you I'm going to do 7 days of what 75 hard is, and then do another 7 days, and then do another 7 days, and then do another 7 days. Your mind kind of works better when you're being rewarded for a lot of these short-term goals and trying to push yourself and stretch yourself into one long-term one. 30-day challenges, 21-day challenges, stuff like that is, you automatically see it as more obtainable when it's a short, compacted goal. Oh, I want to grow in listeners in 30 days. Instead of one of my long-term goals that I keep to the back of my mind is that I want to be doing full-time content creating by 2025. That's one of those set it and forget it goals. But you need all the short-term goals to get you to that long-term goal in 2025. What you do, write one big goal that's going to take a year and 6 months, 2 years. Write that one goal and then give yourself short goals throughout the months and weeks that are going to eventually help lead you to that long-term goal. And that your brain just works with that better. Number 3, don't push yourself to hit goals from a place that's not 100% out of love. We have to stop bullying ourselves. We have to stop bullying ourselves. We have to start doing things because we love ourselves and we know that this thing, once I accomplish this goal, I'm going to be so happy and I'm going to be so proud of myself. I hear so many people, and I see it all the time, people bullying themselves into some idea of what they think they need to be, or like, oh, I hate my body so much, so I'm going to push myself to go to the gym every single fucking day because I hate my body so much. Yes, that can be motivating for some people, and yes, that can get you where you want to be, but why would you talk to yourself about that like that? Like, why would you ever set such a great accomplishment? Going to the gym every day is such a great accomplishment, but why would you ever set that accomplishment out of just hatred for yourself? It just doesn't make any sense to me. You have to rule your mind from a place of love and acceptance. The best thing I can tell you about this last year of my life going into 30 is the acceptance I have for myself now. Like, I am who I know I'm meant to be because I have worked on myself mentally enough to know who I am as a person. And I love this person that I am. So why am I going to be like, you stupid bitch, you need to go to the gym every day because you're fucking fat? When I could be like, girl, you see how hard you're breathing right now? You look good. You look great, but you're breathing heavy. Maybe you should go on a walk today. Maybe you should try to go on a walk 3 times a week today. You know, going on a walk and being outside is going to help with your mental health. You can read a book or something while you do it. You got to do things in a kind way. Like, the world is mean enough to us. We don't need to be mean back to ourselves. 4, make goals that make sense. So when I first was like thinking like by 2025, I want to be a full-time content creator. I know that knowing on January 1st, 2025, I'm not going to be no full-time content creator. I know that, okay? That goal doesn't make sense. Why would I not give myself the 365 days that is 2025? So by the end of 2025, I want to be working towards being a full-time content creator. AKA maybe I cut down my hours. AKA I'm making money towards being a full-time content creator. If I was just like 2025 full-time content creator, January 1st, boom, I gotta have it done by January 1st. That wouldn't make sense. What I would say is make a goal. Full-time content creator is the goal. By 2025, I want to be at least making money. If I am putting out, what's 52 times 2? I don't know, 100 plus episodes over 2 years, and I ain't got shit to show for almost 200 plus episodes, 500 plus TikTok content creating videos. If I don't have something to show for that by at least the end of 2025, then yeah, that don't make no damn sense, okay? So make the goal, full-time content creator, okay? I want to at least have my first brand deal by this day. My first this many plays by this day. I want to be making this amount of money from content creator. So you can have one big goal, a bunch of sub goals, and then all your short-term goals that are going to get you there. And you just keep building on that. So my last one. So this one, you guys might be like, that does not work. No. But my last one is make the mood board. Personally, I will say I did have a mood board for 2023, and I did not have it like poster board and did it that way. Y'all, I was 29 years old. I'm not doing arts and crafts no more. So I made one on Canva and just set it as my phone screen background. It really is so motivating to see the things you want and, you know, see that every day and kind of get that ingrained in your head to be working towards your mood board. And when I say make the mood board too, make the mood board, make the list, have the list put up, have the calendars, have the to-do list every day, do the content creating calendar, do, you know, like me, if you make podcasts, make the list of like all your major podcast episodes you want to do. I'm not saying just stop at mood boards. I'm saying sometimes writing things down, looking at them every day, and getting a goal for yourself. The other week I had posted a good amount of TikToks and stuff like that. That's because I planned it all out and I had a list that I was checking off. When you are checking off those lists of what you want to do and how you want to set those goals, it's like just so much more. It's like a mental thing because it's in your mind, because how gratifying is it to check off a to-do list? It's so gratifying. We love that. We love just, I got all my stuff done today. Do that. If that works for you, do it. If even if it's not a physical, write it down. Just do the things that work for you, but also do things that like are known to make sense. Like, people have proven that to-do lists make people more productive. So the mood board doesn't always just have to be a mood board. It can be, like I said, write the big goal, write the sub goals, and then write all of the short-term goals that you can do to get you there. Make the bullet journal, have the calendar that you can set up every month. You will become so much more productive, and it's just so much more gratifying too at the end when you can take stock of everything that you've done. So those are my 5 tips. And then I think the worst part about the internet is that everyone is trying to keep up. And so I feel like I was making these goals out of a way that you don't have to keep up with everyone else. Let's set this and get this in motion so you can keep up with yourself, because that is, at the end of the day, the most important part is keeping up with the things you want for yourself. It's such a this person's doing this and that person's doing that type of world, when really, what are you doing every single day to get there? Okay, so we need to put in place a system to where you can keep up with you, and it's not, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. Okay, they're going to do that and they're going to do this, but you know what? It's because they set themselves up and they got their goals done and they are working on it. And so that's what you need to do. There's so many opportunities out there that there almost is something for everyone to do. So you just have to work towards it. That's my spiel for this week. And I think this is good because I feel like, yes, you can wait till the first of the year to figure out what you're doing and set resolutions, but I think birthdays are such a good time for that too. And what better birthday than a major one, like a 21, a 25, a 30. Those ones will really get you like, okay, like I'm entering a new decade of life. I need to start working on these goals and start getting to where I want to be. So yeah, I hope this episode is inspiring you to work on something that you have been wanting to work on, getting you in the groove, getting you motivated. So let's get right into this week's song of the week. Y'all, I searched long and hard for, I don't know why I just blanked, but I searched long and hard for a song of the week that made sense this week, because I know Drake did drop new songs. So I was like, oh, maybe I should review the new songs, get my opinion on that. But I'm like, we know how I feel. Okay, it's Drake. I'm going to listen to Drake. Okay. So I was like, I wanted to have a song that made sense for this week's song of the week. And so I was like, adding last week's song of the week to the playlist, and I was playing, and Blazin' by Nicki Minaj was playing, and I added that song last week to the song on the playlist. And Apple Music does this thing now where they recommend music for your playlist, because they used to not do that before. They're getting on the Spotify wave. So I looked down, and Moment for Life is on one of those recommendations for that playlist, because I was gonna do Make Me Proud by Drake featuring Nicki Minaj, because that song's like very motivating for me, because it's Drake saying I'm so proud of you, so duh. But then Moment for Life was there, and I start playing it, and it just clicked. This is the song that is the song of the week. So the song of the week is Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj featuring Drake. Such a classic, such a good throwback. I love like this era of Nicki Minaj, and then the album after that, classic. But yeah, it's just, I wish the feeling I'm feeling now going into 30, I wish I could have it for life. The things that I have now, I'm just so motivated for more, but also I want to live in this beautiful moment for so long. And that's how the song makes me feel. Moment for Life by Nicki Minaj featuring Drake is the song of the week. Always, you have the 2 podcast playlists on Apple Music and Spotify. You can listen to me where you listen to podcasts. And that's it for this week, guys. And I love you guys. Thank you for a year of I Said Too Much podcast, and I will see you next week.